Everybody, happy 2026, our first market update. The biggest reason I wanted to do this in the beginning of January was because from what I'm looking at in this data, for those buyers that are thinking the market is going to sort of have a downward trajectory over the next 3 or 4 months, it just does not look like that. If you are in the market to buy, I'm going to show you the numbers here pretty soon and give you just my thought process going through these and why I think we're headed upwards in 2026 for home prices. Anyway, let's get into the market update right now. Okay, guys, welcome back. I'm not going to take too much time on this today because it's sort of boring for December. As you can see, newly listed properties low every December. It just falls off a map. So that's not, this isn't necessarily to show you what the trend is in regards to the last 2 or 3 months, because I just don't think December is the greatest month to actually take some educated guesses on where the market's going. But there are a few tabs below here that I really want to show you and give me the sense that the market is going to rise in 2026. We're using Temecula and Murrieta up here at the top. So obviously I just showed you newly listed properties are down every December. Active listings, this is what I wanted to show you. Active listings fell a ton in the last 2 months. Now, this is telling me that buyers are coming out and spending money or buying homes that aren't necessarily their first choice. Why do I say this? Well, the active listings, which is the total number of active listings, has been dropping for 2 months. What happens in November and December are a lot of the homes that people are not interested in let's say July, August, September that get listed. Those are the ones left over in December because there's just less buyers and they're the less desirable properties. And right here, this tells me that buyers are just almost settling and maybe thinking, hey, I need to buy a home soon because A, I think the market's going to go up in January. B, the rates are going to go down. So if the rates go down, then I can refi. Let's just get in a house because there was a little bit of a fall off in prices, maybe 7% in 2 or 3 months. So a lot of buyers maybe the home that they, the 2,200 square foot home that they couldn't afford before, maybe came in their price range, even though it wasn't perfect for their family, or they didn't, there was some attributes of that home that they didn't like. And then also closing costs have become a real thing in the last 2 or 3 months. As I mentioned in the video, I'm going to do a separate video on that. So, you're buying a home, you're getting $10,000, $20,000 in closing costs. And you're getting the home, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 off the list price. It's just, common sense almost that, more buyers are going to be buying. So this is really what I wanted to show you here. December, 252 active listings in Murrieta, 368. That's a big difference. Considering the populations are very similar for each city. The average sales price, it's really, and I said this like 6 months ago, I think 2024 through 2025 and into 2026, I do think that we're going to see an uptrend, then down, then up, then down. It's just going to go back and forth. And we're generally going to be flat in 2026, in my estimation. I could be wrong. But I do think maybe a 2 to 3% jump in home prices overall on average in 2026 is what you're going to see. And next I wanted to show you the days active in the MLS. They are still at pretty high levels. 31 average days on market in Temecula and 37 in Murrieta. Far cry from back here through 2020 through all the way through 2022 when the average was like 5, 6, 7. Just crazy how the homes were flying off the market. So I do think that we're going to sit around that 30 to 40, maybe 20 to 40 days on the market on average through 2026. And next, sellers are getting 97.5% of the original list price in Temecula, and in Murrieta in December, 98.1% of the original list price. Now, you're thinking, oh, well, they're almost getting 100%. Well, 3%, let's just say 3% or even 2% on a $600,000, $700,000 home, that's still on average $14,000 to, $20,000 off the original list price. That was not the case for many, many months. We had many months where they were 100, and then back, of course, in 2021, 2022, you're getting above 103. So, if possible, my piece of advice for everybody, if you're buying a home in 2026, if you can do it early, I would say January, February, March. I do think that there's still going to be that time period where closing costs are a thing. You might get, the home that's on the market for 60 days and you get $20,000 or $15,000 off. You'll have more bargaining power as a buyer, especially if rates drop in May, June, July. I would guess that you're going to see not necessarily the home prices go through the roof, but I do think that instead of having one offer on each property, you might have three. And if you're doing an FHA or you're doing, some type of loan payment assistance or program, your offer is just a lot of times not going to get looked at if you're competing against a conventional offer. So anyway, there you have it, guys. Just a quick overview of the market for December of 2025. Hopefully everybody had a good New Year's and Christmas, and give me a call. Joel Daniel, broker with Greenleaf Real Estate and Appraisal, if you have any questions. Thank you very much.